Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. Yes, indeed. It is Saturday, I think. It is Saturday, the 24th of November. It's 7:44 a.m., and I'm just starting my recording day. Oh my goodness. And here's a little Saber, a little Cream. She's a good little hamster, and I feel very, very bad. But it didn't stop me from doing it. But I woke her up, and I got her to come out of her nest, and I picked her up, and now she's like, why? I'm tired. I want to go back to bed. So don't jump off the side there, you silly goose. So she's a cutie, and I'm going to put her back in her cage so she can go back to sleep now. Okay, don't you worry, little one. I'm sorry. I feel kind of bad about that because I woke you up. But there you go. Pull the lid across. Now the kitty, who spent all night in my bedroom again with me. She led the charge to the bedroom when I started tidying up in here. So it was good. I don't know when she's in there because I'm asleep, and she doesn't do anything really happy, friendly, purry stuff before that. She just plops down at the foot of the bed and then starts being a cat. And then it's only in the morning time that she flops all over me and purrs and goes Murph every time I move. So that's okay, and it's good, so thumbs up for that. But that was little hamster, and then you heard the cat going out the window, and yay. So now I'm starting my day very, very late, and I have been picking and poking at this little bead of callus that I've had right here because my hand rests right like that when I'm moving my mouse, and so it grinds a bit of callus, and then it just got a thicker, harder bead. I went and poked at it so much that I pulled it out. So the heart of the callus has been pulled out. The things you can do when you put your mind to it. Yeah. Things are okay at the moment. I did fall asleep yesterday, so really they're okay, but they're not wonderful. My heart is terrifying me now. When I go walking, you see, well, way back when my wife was alive, and we would engage in activity, mutual activity that increased both of our heart rates. I think you can figure that out. My heart, I've mentioned before how my atria are not really wonderful. They skip beats periodically more often than not, and it's very, very frightening at times. But when my heart rate gets up to a certain level, my atria really flip out. And it's always been that way. Well, always been that way. Since at least the year 2000-ish. I can't remember beforehand because I was way, way drunk all the time. I was deep in the death spiral of my alcoholism. I was having heart issues, but that was because I didn't have a sleep mask, and I had sleep apnea while I was drinking and didn't even know it. So, thumbs up. But, try to remember back to what I was saying. I'm going pretty convoluted here, so talking about the sleep mask and can't remember why now. Oh yes, my heart. And so, whenever I've reached a certain level of activity while doing anything at all, my atria just really start skipping beats. My ventricles, you know, the big ones, the big things that pump the blood through your heart, they just keep through your heart, through your body. My ventricles have always been pretty much rock solid. It's just the ventricle up at the top, the atrium. You have two atrium, but the atria of your heart is basically, it's just a little kick boost to get blood from the rest of your body coming in down into your ventricles. Because by the time the blood comes in through your major veins back into your heart, remember, the only difference between a vein and an artery is arteries, blood goes that way, and with veins, blood is going this way. That's the only difference. So you've got the major vein that's dumping the blood back into your heart, and that's mainly gravity fed. It's coming in not with very much blood pressure at all behind it. And oh, I hate talking about hearts. I've always hated it, and so I hate being reminded of my own. But, and that I remember from even as a teenager, just, oh, I don't even like thinking about hearts at all. So, oh, it's freaking me out just having to talk about this. But, so your atria just give a little, they're that lub, and then your ventricle goes dub. Lub, dub. It's just a little extra push to get that gravity feed of blood down into the ventricles. So your atria, useful, necessary, can stop working, and it's not going to make a huge difference to your life. There will be a difference, but not a huge difference to your life. So my atria, when I hit a certain level of activity, my ventricle is still going like this, and I'm not going to be able to do this perfectly because, you know, I've got two hands, but my ventricle is working just fine. But my atria, which would, you know, normally go pum pum, it just goes. Yeah, see, I'm getting lost already. So it just goes nuts. Starts missing beats, skipping beats, and it's done that for the last 18 years at least. I hadn't realized how much it was starting to go crazy until I've really been paying attention to my heartbeat when I'm walking up the trail to get to Walmart, because it's a pretty steep trail and it zigzags up a lot, and then you have to get up a big steep road after that to get up and level with northern Shelton. So my atria is just going my atria are going crazy in my chest every time I walk. I mean, literally nuts. It's not lub dub, it's lub dub 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 dub, and that feels horrible. Because I've always been able to hear and feel my pulse. All I have to do is stop, become still, and I can hear it and I can feel it. So when my atria are going nuts, it's a little bit of weird feeling here. Luckily not much, because my ventricle is just still ventricles, because you have a right and a left one, but they're still just going boom, 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 nice and steady, while the atria are just flipping out. So it was just, it's nuts. When I get all the way up to the top of the hill, it feels frightening as all hell. Luckily though, because my ventricles are working fine, I'd have absolutely zero distress. No shortness of breath. I don't feel dizzy. I feel, the only thing I feel is a bit of weirdness in here because my atria aren't pumping right. But past that, it's nothing. No shortness of breath. I just keep zooming along, just going, ooh, because I can feel that going inside of here. So I'm thinking probably on Monday, I'm going to actually try and get a stress test, cardiac stress test at the Veterans Administration, so that they can get a good look at that. I mean, it's done this for forever. If it was immediately dangerous, I probably would have died already, because it's been at least 18 years it's been this way. And it happens on a daily basis, and I ain't dead yet, so it may be eventually dangerous, but it's not killing me now. And with my ventricles and all that, I mean, as nuts as my atria go, I still have a pulse, a resting pulse of 50. My blood pressure is like 110/60. And when I walk up the stairs, my pulse does not change. So my tissues are getting stronger and healthier. It's just, boy, that atria misfiring is scary as hell. Oy vey. Which I've never had anybody in my background that I know of. I mean, I can't say I don't have anyone in my background because I only know my grandparents on my mother's side of my family, and not even much about them. So I have no idea what my heritage is on my father's side. Well, my genetic father's side. So who knows what's I consider myself, I'm mongrel American. So I was going to say, I don't have anyone of Jewish descent in my background. And then it was like, well, you know, I have no idea who's in my background. So, which is true. I mean, but I mean, that's true for everybody. And that's everybody doing these genetic tests to find out your background. They're a lot more art than science, unfortunately. I was reading a couple columns and such on, ooh, itchy nose, on this whole thing, and the results, yeah, there's a lot more, boy, what should we decide this is, and less, oh, this is what it is. So you get percentages where they're just guesswork and made up, and it's not a science yet. We're getting closer, but it's not there yet. So if you get your results back when you do one of these DNA tests, kind of take the results with a grain of salt. I mean, the big results are going to be probably largely correct. I mean, look at me. I've got some kind of European descent and probably not much more. I mean, I almost glow in the dark. I'm so pale. So but then again, I have no ideas, aside from knowing that on my mother's side, her grandparents emigrated to the United States through Canada from Scotland just in time for the Depression. And so I know that much. Past that, I don't really have any grand desires to find out. I'm kind of happy just being mongrel American and not really knowing what my background is. It's not that I'm afraid of anything. I mean, I'm middling curious. I mean, one of the reasons I just now talked about the whole DNA testing thing is because actually I am kind of curious what my genetic background is. I'd kind of like to know, just on a curiosity level, because we don't have races. There are genetic families. There are large genetic families that drift around the globe. And of course we interbreed because there's not different races or species. We're all just one species. And that's it. That's the level of how deep that goes. But that we all have genetic families. So I'm moderately curious, but only moderately. Not enough that I'd ever want to actually spend money on it. And I won't even really be able to tell what my full background is, based on anything what my sister does, because my sister is my half-sister. My mother divorced my genetic father when I was 1 year old, and then her second husband, the one that abused me sexually, is my sister's father. So our genetic backgrounds are, who the heck knows? I mean, we know what her background is, my mother's, but now two different fathers, so involved, genetic fathers. And it's okay. I know I just ramble about nothing at all during these vlogs, and I appreciate very much every single one of you that comes along and watches just me rambling. It has been central to my recovery from the grief and depression from the death of my wife and just everything in my life. I was on the edge of death when I reached out in terror and made this channel. And thank you, each and every one of you. It has been my channel has been the cornerstone, the bedrock, the foundation of my coming out of depression, of having entered the world again, not only to the point of when I was at when my wife died, but coming up past that, I'm on my way. I've been sleepwalking for decades, and I've been waking up this past year. Thank you all. Just my inane ramblings. I've been a talker all my life, and not being able to talk for those years after the death of my wife. Well, it was just months for in total when I had nobody at all. But I didn't even face to face have a whole lot of thing. I couldn't talk to anybody, and I'm a talker. And that was horrible. So thank you all, each and every one of you. It is appreciated to no end. I mean, I've got depression, and that's never, it's biochemical, that's never going to change. I need to get it treated with meds. I got fibromyalgia. My fibrofog is only going to get worse as I get older. I'm getting older, so there's a functional limit to how good I'm going to be able to get. But anything is better than where I was, and thumbs up for that. And now I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me comments. It is a range because, as aforementioned, the depression and fibromyalgia, I forget so much. And even though I count an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, I still forget. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. We're not really good at that sort of thing. I'm better than most, but that doesn't mean I'm anywhere close to perfect. Oh, that's some junk that's going to really take some work to get out. And if I mispronounce your username, did I just do that one? Yes, I did. If I Burferherfernerf, I have not been up long. Well, about 2 hours, so I don't know how long I've been up. Anyway, though, I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read... Let's just do this. Or I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes trying to say it. So we've got Blue Capybara, thank you very, very much. And Scooby Dum, thank you, greatly appreciated. Detective Bonnie FX, gonna quit soon. Well, greatly appreciated though. Great Bit Gaming, thank you very, very much. And Ruben, your name looks almost like mine, except there's a U in there. How about that? Thank you very, very much. Legit Little Tay fan base, thumbs up and thank you. Corla Vix Randomized, greatly appreciated. Marcelo Machareth, thumbs up and thank you. And Jake Lee, greatly appreciated. Flamboyant, thumbs up and thank you. We have Daspinda, greatly appreciated. Cheech Guana, sure hope I'm close, not sure. Jay Panchal, greatly appreciated. Neravi, I need glasses so bad I cannot see, but I hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. Nicholas Paquette, greatly appreciated. And Kathy Kitscat, good to see you in the comments again. Shelby Scarlet K, thank you very, very much. And Abdul Rehman Murtaza, again, I hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And Freaker Boy, thumbs up and thank you. Gavin McNulty, greatly appreciated. And Cindy Monks, thumbs up and thank you. Lady Jane, greatly appreciated. Skook Nasty, greatly appreciated. And Ariana Stalder, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. And last but not least, Furion, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you all, each and every one of you, greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thank you very, very much. I'm also going to be doing an update video on the status of my financial situation in December for later today so that people know what's going on. So thumbs up for that. And if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. And again, my thanks to everybody who has donated to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people. I have had an outpouring of support, and December is still going to be tough. They always are, but it's going to be survivable. And that was the point. Thank you all so very, very much. It is appreciated to no end. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very, very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Did I say that part already? I honestly can't even remember what I've said anymore. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very, very cool. Greatly appreciated. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you do, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. I must have Italian in my background. I talk with my hands. I would go insane if I get handcuffed. So Thumbs up for that. Anyway, hopefully a reaction video, hopefully a game video for this channel, hopefully a game video for the game channel. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And it is